Today I've got a fun and I guess a little bit of an exclusive video for you. The store owner of the location where the Las Vegas PQ was at was kind enough to email me the top 8 deck lists, and so I filled them all out for you in the swoodb.com deck builder so that we can check them all out, and let's go right into them. There's one really cool deck that I'm excited to show you guys too. So here's one of there's 2 Cad Bane Tarkin Towns in here. This is one of them. And what's also interesting is I believe 3 of the lists of these top 8s play, one plays 51 cards, one plays 52 cards, and I think another plays 52 as well. It might be 52 or 53, but here we are. This is a 50 card list, Cad Bane Tarkin Town. I think this is pretty standard. I mean, the pirated Starfighter is in there, which is a little bit not as common, but I understand, you use it to dodge some Bosk bounties. You can also use it to reuse your Bazine if you want. You can also bounce Dr. Evazan with it if you want, which you can see. Oh yeah, I forgot. This is the one with Evazan in it. This one isn't super standard. People are very scared to play Dr. Evazan, but this gamer was not, and they got into top 8 with a Dr. Evazan in their deck. Pretty sick. They've got now there are 2 of them for Lam Zuckuss. They got 1 out of aspect cunning in the main, and they've got another one in the side. They also have 2 confiscates in the side. They've got 2 asteroid sanctuaries in here, and what's gonna blow your mind is there's a deck on this top 8 that has 3 asteroid sanctuaries in the main deck. It's so cool. So cool. So here we go. Yeah. I think those are the most unusual things in here. Let's move on to the next list. We've got a blue Anakin list. This one, it's got a lot of the cards you usually see in some blue Anakin. We've got Razor Crest in here for another ship, which is one thing that's interesting in this list is Concord Dawn Interceptors aren't in here. I mean, they're in the side. There's 2 in the side, but it's Razor Crest in the main. And you can get the Perilous Positions back, but that's it. Oh, I guess lightsabers too. You can get lightsabers back as well. Pretty solid. This gamer must have been a pretty prepared and skilled one. I feel like anybody who has 3 regional governors in their deck, they know what they're doing. They have a plan. They're pretty well trained in using the regional governors, and it's in the main deck too. Another interesting thing in this list is there's triple Tranquility in the side. One thing to remember about Tranquility is Tranquility can get itself, well, not its own copy, but I mean, like, if you have a Tranquility in the discard pile, when you play a Tranquility, you can get that other one from the discard pile and put it in your hand. So then when the one you have on board dies, you can play the other one in your hand, and then you just keep looping the Tranquilities. Pretty cute little thing to do here. And I believe that is probably mostly the goal with the 3 of these Tranquilities in here, because the only other Republic stuff in this list is the Anakin's Interceptor. So it's definitely to loop, probably against mill decks and maybe against some, just hard control in general. Pretty cool. No redemptions in the main, but they got redemptions in the side. 2 Creighton main, 1 inside, and then the 2 disabling Fang Fighters in the side as well. 1 Bravado in the main, triple Pillage in the main, triple K2 in the main, triple Force. So this is definitely a discard Anakin list. Yeah, pretty solid, pretty cool. All right, here we go. We've got the other Cad Bane Tarkin Town here. This one has the mercenary gunships in it instead of the Dr. Evazan. And yeah, mostly looking pretty similar to the other one. Let's see if we can click back. Yeah, pretty similar. This one has Greedos. This one has Daring Raids. And then, yeah, the other one had the Pirated Starfighters, but those aren't in here. And yeah. Oops, spoilers. We can't be spoiling. Yeah. Change of Heart in the side. Some Black Sun Starfighters for Sentinels against aggro, I suppose. Nothing too insanely crazy here, but yeah, pretty cool. Now this list is so sick. Delchan, such a gamer here. I actually had a friend in set 1 who was he loved ramping so much, and he loved playing green with Han Solo so much that I'm pretty sure he played command out of aspect in it, and he was playing overwhelming barrages out of aspect in it too. And I possibly even super laser text. I don't even know, but he was just like all about ramping up to home 1 as fast as possible and just overwhelming barraging on the home 1. And I got to watch a match of Delchan's, and yeah, that's what you do. You ramp up to one of these 7 drops or the 8 drop here, and then you play barrage on it the turn after for 7, and you don't really care because it clears the board up. And home 1 is pretty cool too because it gives your hero units restore. Well, not your hero units, but just your units in general restore, and it itself has restore, so it's quite a solid stabilizing combo with the home 1 into overwhelming barrage. You'll notice that they've got the DJ tech combo in here, and that really is the only way they're really going to be bringing out tech. Not tech, I mean DJ. Very unlikely that they're going to be at 9 resources and then just use DJ himself from the row out of aspect. That would be pretty crazy, but it wouldn't surprise me if it maybe happened for some reason. Yeah, but it's I like the super clean lists. I feel like I almost never get to make the super clean lists where it's just basically all 3 ofs. But that's what Delchan's got here. They've got 2 cunning out of aspect as well, with a 3rd one in the side. I mean, when you're ramping up with Han, and especially once you get to use a U-wing or something, you just aggro him down. I think I overheard someone, maybe he overheard him talking to somebody about how in a certain matchup, he sides the blasters in to basically just turn aggro instead of trying to get super huge, maybe with the overwhelming barrages, instead switches to the hotshot DL44 blaster plan. And then, yeah, the Bright Hopes, I'm sure, are for Django. The Cloud Riders here to help against aggro too. And it really is just trying to ramp the Spark of Hopes in here too. And I know that a lot of the tech enthusiasts and the Han and tech enthusiasts, I've even seen the double yellow Hans before play a single Spark of Hope in the main deck out of aspect, so that when they can play a tech, and then if their opponent kills it with the first action next turn, then they just play Spark of Hope to put it back into the row, so they can just still have tech down there, just presenting a threat, and it still like ramps them. So it's and in this you get to, it's not out of aspect, you know. So pretty cool stuff here, and I did get to see it in action. It's pretty cool. The full 3 Enfys, 3 Han in here, 3 U-wing. Nice clean list, very cool. All right, next we've got a Qi'ra list, and I believe this one is 51 cards. Yes, correct. 51 cards here. Nicholas got top 8, got the Star Destroyers, the pretty standard package. I feel like this looks super similar. Hey, wait a second. This is pretty close to what I think I saw. Wait, what am I thinking of? Woos? No, this kind of looks like the Emperor Palpatine list that Woo made or posted recently, except this is Qi'ra here. It's like this ratio of cards. The Vigilance fell. Obviously this has Barrage in it instead because it's Qi'ra, right? But the 2 Traitors, 2 Devastating Gunship, I've seen that be the 5-drop package for some of these. And yeah, the 1 Maul here, 1 Laser Blast, the top end that seems to be what everybody chooses, 1 Client, and the triple Pershing. I'm so proud of my boy, Dr. Pershing. He's doing well. Everybody's loving him now these days. And I'm glad he's getting his time in the sun. I've enjoyed playing that card so much since like the middle of set 2. Such a cool card. Yeah, and then they've got the anti-hard control on the side with the 2 Palpatine's Returns and the triple Relentless. Yeah, pretty brutal. And the triple top target and the make an opening for the aggro. Yeah, looks good for sure. All right, next we have got Alex Santa Cruz on Quinlan Tarkin Town. I actually believe this was my round 1 opponent that I lost to. I was playing Blue Emperor that day, and yeah, look at this triple asteroid sanctuary in the main. Look at all these 1-ofs. This gamer is crazy. Really cool. I mean, I understand. I like to do 1-ofs things as well, but 1 Cloud Rider, 1 Tech, 1 K2, 1 Cunning, 1 Senatorial Corvette, and 1 Crate Dragon. What's really crazy here, I guess he probably cited in the Senatorial, the extra one, in against me, but he played Senatorial Corvette against me every single turn, or in every single game. There's an unrefusable offer in the side too, which is pretty cute. And then the side is mostly just main deck cards that are just extra copies of it, depending on, you know, whatever matchup they're going into. They want to swap some stuff out. The third Han, the other 2 K2s where you're like, where the heck are the K2s? They're in the side there. And an extra Cloud Rider as well. Yeah, Grogu's in the main here. And Hotshot DL44 Blasters, Triple Sparker Rebellion, the spare the targets over waylays, 2 Qi'ra in the main. Yeah, I mean, it has a lot of the cards you do see in Quinlan Vos stuff, except that Asteroid Sanctuary hotness in there. Very cool. I think it's cool that this card is seeing some play. I'm curious how it played out for him. I mean, obviously, he got into top 8, so congrats there. Very cool. Next, we've got Sean Ruiz with the Yellow Emperor here. Some cool and interesting choices in here. You'll notice that there's an out of aspect Bamboozle in the deck, but I'm sure that that's for them to be able to essentially bamboozle their opponent, thinking that they can't do anything, and then they just get to play Bamboozle for free by discarding a Cunning card from their hand, and then they get to exhaust a unit and return its upgrades to the hand, you know, for example, Sabine. You know, I'm sure that probably the 1 main deck, if you had it against Sabine, you just keep it. And then on the 4 resource, maybe, you know, you're like, I'll play my super laser tech. And then they decide to do something else, or maybe they even just straight up deploy Sabine after that. And then you're like, whatever, I'll use Emperor effect, kill super laser tech, deal a damage somewhere. And then they put the dark saber on it. And then you just bamboozle Sabine, exhaust her, bounce the Darksaber back to the hand. I'm sure that is what this is for. Consortium Star Viper, haven't seen this card in a while, and there's 1 in the side as well, 2 in the main deck, making its way back into the top decks here. Emperor needs whatever restore, whatever healing he can get, and yeah, I think that's a totally solid choice. Poggle, I love that guy. Super stoked they're playing Poggle in the Confederate Couriers. Very cool. Triple Bazine. Bazine is crazy. Yeah. And kind of the standard top end here, and the 2 Change of Heart. The Geonosis Patrol Fighter in here is pretty cute. You could just play it on 5 if you want, but you can also exploit some of your droids that you get for free from Poggle. Not a bad option either. Another interesting thing here is they've got Unnatural Life in the side. And if you're not familiar with Unnatural Life, it is an event that says, it costs 3, and it says play a unit that was defeated this phase from your discard pile. It costs 2 less and enters play ready, and at the start of the regroup phase, defeat it. So they've also got sneak attacks in the main deck, which also, there isn't a combo here. The sneak attack has the unit die during the regroup phase, and Unnatural Life says the unit had to have been defeated this phase. So your action phase is when you're playing this card. So you don't get to sneak attack, and then next turn when your thing dies, you don't get to bring it back with Unnatural Life. It would have to be something that died this phase. But that happens plenty of times. Where you have a Darth Vader that was left over from last turn, and then your opponent kills it, and then you can play Unnatural Life and get it back and do its thing. It also could just be you play a Devastator, and then next turn with Initiative, your opponent uses Fell the Dragon on your Devastator, and then you can play Unnatural Life to get it back. It's pretty cute. I don't know. I mean, it's that it enters play ready, right? That's what this person is banking on, is the really just killing the opponent faster, right? Because otherwise you would just use Palpatine's Return, because Palpatine's Return doesn't have a tax on it. And in fact, it has a discount for the Force units, whereas Unnatural Life has a tax for it and it defeats it, but it's because it makes it enter play ready. So that is pretty interesting. Yeah. And another Bamboozle on the side, and they have got the Relentless Palpatine's Returns for the hard control. Yeah, Cobb Vanth is in here as well, and this deck is, just to confirm again, this deck is 52 cards, so Cobb Vanth is kind of the extra card in this deck. You probably don't need to play the Cobb Vanth in here, but it's fine. When he dies, he thins your deck a card, and that's not too bad, especially in an Emperor deck. So pretty cool. And then the last one we've got to show you here is the winning list. Sorry that this is smaller. I'll just zoom in here, and maybe oh gosh, it's gonna be trash, but whatever. There you go. I think that's fine. You can see it there. Yeah, this is Greg's list. Some interesting things here. Redemption in the main deck out of aspect. It kind of makes sense. I can understand it. And the side deck is very curious to me. It's triple Luke Skywalker, and I'm not exactly sure what this is about. I wonder if, I think what I was thinking is maybe this would be crazy if this is what he was thinking. Is if, now hear me out, is that this Luke Skywalker is his way of dealing with a Relentless, specifically a Relentless from Qi'ra. Because if Qi'ra puts a shield on Relentless, then it only has 6 HP left. And then you could theoretically, you know, say you're late in the game and you, you know, one of your units dies from something, then you can play Luke for 9 and have it kill the Relentless through the shield because of the -6/-6. I don't know if that's exactly what the plan is with it, or if it was just supposed to be extra like a tech for people who buff their lurking TIE Phantoms, because otherwise you just play make an opening. And then there's just these extra ground sentinels that I suppose have got to be just for aggro, obviously, right? And then the 2 restocks for mill matches. They've also got triple lethal crackdown in the main, which is I don't exactly understand it. It's a vanquish that costs 1 less, but it does damage to your base. And even though you've got a leader that can heal, I don't know. I feel like I would personally play the calculated lethality instead of this, to have extra ways to guarantee that I kill Han's techs or DJs that he brings out, that just can insta-kill those, and I don't have to worry about it. Granted, lethal crackdown can do that too, but it also does damage to your base. But that's just my thought. Yeah, but yeah, triple I Am Your Father, triple entrenched. Yeah, kind of the normal stuff there. So, anyways, I'm going to go back to the list that I enjoyed the most as I say goodbye to you all. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know which list was your favorite and why it was this green Han list. And if you want, yeah, thumbs up the video, and that's all I ask. Just give it a thumb, or actually just give me a comment. Just say anything in the comments. What are we at? 19 minutes? Say 1910. Okay, 1910 in the comments to let me know that you made it this far. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.